Hi, how are you and how are you doing? Parenting. Here we are talking about parenting. Who prepares you? What do you do? What do you know about parenting? Are there things that you would have done better given a second chance? Or are there things that you look at them and say, where I am not walking that journey? We are bringing you Mamatoto Lounge. I am Shikari Rosemary. I am a childbirth educator, a breastfeeding counselor, and a doula. I walk the pregnancy journey with mothers or parents. And for this show, we want to bring all parents, whether they've had somebody to work with or not, just to hear their original stories and to learn, because it takes just one story to become who you want or to become whatever you want. So welcome. I got my first guest. Her name is Sophie, a wonderful woman, a mom of many. She will tell us. So good to have you, and thank you for accepting this invitation.
Thank you.
And guess what? You are our first guest in this show. Karibu sana. Please introduce yourself. I know you're such a wonderful mom. You've done so well. I'm so proud of you. I talk about you all the time. Please introduce yourself, tell us more about yourself, and let us know who Sophie is and who is Sophie the mother. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's such a honor. My name is Sophie Alila Owiti. I'm a mom of 3 beautiful, like mommy babies who look like daddy. I'm a statistician by profession and an entrepreneur.
All right, karibu sana. Now that you've said you're a statistician, that one,
yes.
Tell us more about what you do, kidogo tu, and how it has been affected either positively or negatively when Sophie became mama of 3 beautiful girls.
So basically, a statistician deals with statistics, and I always say statistics is all over. So, and most of it is field work because it deals with the data. So what I was doing before I started having babies was field work. So having babies, I cannot do that because it involved a lot of traveling and going places, and you have to stay there. So having young ones, you really have to make sacrifices.
Wow, sacrifices. Yeah. So tell us, when did the sacrifices start? Now here we are, Sophie's pregnant.
Yes, it started when I was pregnant with my firstborn. So with the firstborn pregnancy, I did work up to around 7 months. Then I stopped. That project ended. So when the next project was coming up, I was almost delivering. I could not do it. So after that, again, baby was here. So the next project that I got, it entailed a lot of traveling and going out of the county. So I just let it go because with the small one, I could not do it.
All right.
Yeah.
So how was your pregnancy?
The pregnancy journey was good. I'd say I've not had a lot of challenges.
Beautiful.
Like people say, pregnancy comes with a lot of changes, a lot of challenges. I believe they're unique to every individual.
Yes, they are.
So with my first pregnancy, unlike the others, it was unlike what was expected that it will be. Being someone with the underlying medical condition, I would say it was smooth. And for that, I thank God. At least it didn't add me more burden on top of burden.
Yes. All right. How prepared were you?
Before,
or
honestly,
it was an oops moment, oops baby?
I wouldn't really say it was an oops baby because it's something that I wanted. But when it came again, you know, we want these things, but then when they come, we get a bit scared. So I kind of beginning, it was not so much easy. I had to see I walked to many gynecologists because I was going and like, no, I'm not satisfied. I go to the next one, no, I'm not satisfied.
Yeah.
I go to the next one, is not understanding my underlying condition, no, until I got to the one that I felt so comfortable.
Yes.
And from that, I started feeling the pregnancy, accepting it, and knowing that now this is a journey I have to walk.
All right.
Yeah.
You spoke about seeing so many gynecologists until where your heart was
Yes.
settled.
Yes.
What is that you were looking for? Probably it's what any other woman is looking for, and it makes us double deal from one obsgyna to another.
So basically what I was looking for is when I go to a doctor and I know this is someone who specializes in this field. So when I talk to a doctor or a specialist, I expect to, when I tell you something, you at least familiar with it. But there's a gynecologist I went to and he consulted Dr. Google, and I was like, no,
Okay.
not this one.
Okay. Okay.
And then I went to the next one and there were many, he had many patients. So I said, no, I want someone who at least when I call it anytime, you know, this is Sophie, this is her pregnancy journey, this is where she has reached, these are whatever. So that's
Yes.
basically what I was looking for.
All right. So you spotted one, you are comfortable.
Yeah. So I started the NC clinics. Everything was okay. Went for the scans. I had to, being a heart patient, I had to do echo first to see, because now they had to confirm if my heart could support me and the baby. And then when the doctor did it, I was like, no, you are good, but maybe we might remove the baby early.
Okay.
So I was like, what do you mean early? I'm going to have a baby in the newborn unit. So I was like, it's okay. We'll see how time goes on. So the journey went on, and towards the end, she was like, you're still strong and there's no problem.
Wow.
So this baby you can actually push, maybe assisted. So I just did a letter to my gynecologist, which it would never happened. When I went to deliver, it was not assisted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So with the pregnancy, along the way, my husband was a bit scared because he didn't know what to expect, what's going to happen. Then he told me that there's someone I know, I've heard of, who is helping people who are pregnant. And from the explanation, it was like, it's someone who was in the medical field. So my understanding was a retired housewife, a retired midwife.
Midwife, yeah.
Or a trained traditional birth attendant, since you mentioned medical field.
Yes.
So I thought it was trained traditional birth attendant. So I said, I'd like you to meet her, you talk to her, she will help you with all this. So I was really waiting, okay, who is this? Let me see, but now, will she really understand me? Will she get... And then on that, we agreed. He gave me the number, and then I called. So actually, the person I was supposed to meet was Shikari.
I was expecting another Mshosho, retired.
Yes, an old
lady, but experienced.
Experience, yeah, with the medical history or something. So when I talked to her on phone, I was like, that voice, no. It doesn't look like where I was playing. So when I saw her, I was actually shocked. Okay. And let me see. And then when I started talking to her, I said, this is someone who knows what she's talking about. So I felt comfortable.
All right.
And then that's when I started my journey with the doula. And honestly, I'd say it was a very good idea. And what I keep on telling people, if your wife is expecting, the best gift you can give them is to hire a doula for them. Because that made, you know, when you're expecting people like, oh, labor is so painful, you'll not manage it. Oh, you'll not manage to push the baby. Oh, you'll do 1, 2, 3. But now with what she taught me, how she took me through the process, I was actually regretting, why didn't I start it early? Why didn't I insist? Let me see that show earlier. So it actually made it easy. And after that delivery, I didn't say that I'm not having another baby because of this labor. In fact, after the first baby, I was ready to have another one because of the support I got from my mom, from my hubby, and from the doula. It was such an amazing one. And I remember in the delivery room, in that hospital, what are they called, in charge. She said, if I can have first-time moms like this, then this profession can be a lovely one.
Yes.
I was like, I wish you knew what I was before I met her.
So that is amazing that you met this person that happened to be your doula, that happened to be me. And that's a feedback you never gave me. But anyway. So take us through because now you've mentioned that you have a heart challenge a bit.
Yes.
You're pregnant and everybody around is so scared. And here you are so blessed. You have such a good, powerful support system.
Yes.
Now you are in labor. And this is a way that you had been told, maybe you not get there. We may have to remove the baby earlier, before. So now you are in labor. Is it induced? Is it natural? Does it just come? Take us briefly through.
So with the labor, it was actually induced because I got to 41 weeks.
41?
Yeah.
You'll even get to 41.
And I think I would have got to 42 because there was no sign of labor, nothing. I was just there. And someone was telling me maybe it was because when the pregnancy was starting, I had a threatened abortion. Okay. So the bleeding might have interfered with the gestation period. So I got to 40, I'm just there. And people were telling me, with the first baby, you'll have at 38, 36 even. So I'm wondering, why is mine delaying? Maybe you are not walking. I was walking enough. I was doing exercise. So I called my gynecologist and he was like, Sophie, you are not yet here. I said, no. How many weeks are we? Are we 40? Yes, we are almost 41. No. Nowadays, it's advised you don't go up to 42. So when you get to 41 and labor does not come, you come to the hospital. We shall induce. So I went. In fact, that day I didn't even carry the clinic book. I don't know what was in my mind. I think I was just going to see him and come back. But then he said, we are having you here. Labor might have not started, but there's what is it called? Because when he checked, it was, I think, around 2 centimeters or something.
Okay.
So he said, this one, you might go home and it might start, or it might not, but it's good because the child can be in distress if it stays longer than this. So we'll have to induce you. So that's it. I had to stay back. My hubby had to go back to the house, bring those stuff. So they started inducing in the evening. No, 5 in the morning. And then by around 10, the gynecologist came in and I told him I was given that medicine and so far I'm not getting anything. So he was like, now, and he told the nurses not to check me. And for that, I'm really grateful because I think that is what most women fear, that keep on checking you if you're dilating. And all, yeah. So when he came, he checked and then he told me, now I'm going to put for you a drip and I'll break the water. And once I break the water, there's no going back. We must have this baby today. So I remember you calling me that time. At first I didn't pick, and then you called and I told doctor's been here and he has decided to break the water, and then you had break water and say, just end the call. I'm on my way. Don't even say more. And within a few minutes, you are there. Yeah. So everything after that, at least I had that support during the labor. As much as it was painful, I could feel the love of people around me. Yes, I had that, and that support is really important. When someone is in labor and you are able to give them the support, we should. Because it keeps someone going. As much as you feel the pain, when you see people around you supporting you, you feel, yes, at least these people care. Yes, you can do this. And then your mind don't get so much to that. Yeah. So I think I labored for around 5 hours, because it was from 10 and I had my baby at 3 or 5 in the evening.
3 or 5. Women don't forget. 3 or 5.
And I remember you telling me to eat. So when I tell people, I was eating in the labor ward. Yes. And I was in labor. They're like, no, you can't. I tell them I ate and I got all the energy to push.
At 3 or 5.
Yes.
All right. So congratulations once more.
Thank you.
So you're happy you go home. How was it before the second pregnancy?
So
Now bringing up this
bringing
baby.
up a new baby. You look at the baby and you're like, now this one is dependent on me. You know, before when you're still carrying the baby, I think that thing don't hit us women most of the time. But when you come home with a baby, now it's your responsibility. You have brought someone to the world. As much as you'll get support, but you have this one. So going back with the baby, first I was raw because my sisters have not had babies. Had not had babies by then. So this was the first baby in our family coming. So I can't say I'd taken care of a baby before, so I know what to do. I was green. I didn't know anything. Actually, I was just relying on what I'll be told to do. And then I remember my mom telling me, you know, bringing up a baby is not easy. And people will tell you many things. So it is you to decide what you want to do. It is you to decide how to bring up your baby. But what they tell you, filter.
Yes.
The ones that are good, use. The ones that you see don't add up, don't put in your mind because you'll be told a lot. So I went home. Thank God I had a good mother-in-law who was helping me. And then my mom was also, you know, the Luo women, they take a bit step backward, but they'll not come to you at that time. But at least... and then I didn't know that after having baby, there's no sleeping.
Oh,
because now you have someone
no one told you that.
No one told me that. You have someone who communication is through crying.
Yes.
So you don't know what they want. At times she will even cry, and I'm like, she's crying. What does she want? And my mom is like, I'm not there. I don't know what she wants. So. At first it was difficult, but as time went on, and then thank God for the WhatsApp group you had. I got a good support from there. Because at least with that group, you can post something and someone has had that experience. And then when you compare with yours, it's the same. You get a solution.
Yes.
Sometimes you are up at night, baby, don't want to sleep, you are tired. You get another mom is up at night, you start making stories, start chatting. So it keeps you going. Yeah. And then with the massage, small babies, I didn't know how to do it because we had been massaging adults.
Yes.
I don't know a small baby how to be gentle. And you came and taught me how to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was... at least from there, the journey started getting better until my mom started saying, you are raising this baby as if you have raised many babies.
Oh, wow.
If it was not your mom, I would have said you have
Beautiful.
raised many babies, you are lying. And she used to say, you are raising this baby like a pro. And by the funnily enough, after that, when my sister had a baby, he was even now consulting, she was consulting me. Yet I expected she's the one who'd know better because she's in the medical field.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think just being in the medical field does not make you a mommy until you are in that shoe and you now become a mommy.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
Now you are raising this one as a pro.
Yeah.
Here's another pregnancy.
Another pregnancy comes. In fact, before that, before the next pregnancy, at first when, I think when she was around 1 year or something, my pediatrician told me, you know, now it's time for another baby. I'm like, not yet. This one is still small. So when I was when I was planning to get now the next baby, my doctor told me, no, with your condition, it was during COVID.
Okay.
And COVID, we don't want a baby now because we don't know what we are going to deal with.
Yeah.
So you have to hold on. I felt so disappointed. I was like, no, I wanted to have another baby now. And then after 2 years, I get another one. So at least within that period, no, this is delayed, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, I got sick. And now she said, now you see, we now have to hold on.
Yes.
We have to give you 1 year to recover before your body can carry another baby again.
Yes.
I just had to accept it because now if I'm not well, who will take care of these babies? Yeah. So after that, at least now the second pregnancy, we started planning for it. Now this one, I started taking the folic acids before the pregnancy. So my body was actually prepared for this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I conceived, first I was happy.
Yes.
Because at least now,
Whatever I've been working for.
yeah,
Yes.
is here. I was excited. Then as time went by, I started feeling severe pain. So I was like, why is this pain so much? And before that, someone dear to me had had an ectopic pregnancy. So in my mind, I was like,
That's
oh,
so
it's
scary.
ectopic, yeah. So I was scared. So I could not wait to go for a scan. So I went for a scan, and I think it was around 7 to 8 weeks there. So when I went for the scan, I'm lying on that bed, but I'm scared. What is the doctor going to say?
Yes.
Is it ectopic? Is the tube going to rupture? Because the pain was so severe.
It was so severe. It was an abdominal pain?
Yeah, abdominal pain,
Okay.
yes. So they're called sonographer. The sonographer is there looking at the screen, and he's so calm. So I'm wondering, but I'm saying, these doctors are always like that. Even if the situation is bad, they'll not show you. So he turns to me and tells me, uko na bidii? I'm like, but it's good to come early so that you can know if things are right.
Yes.
Then he looked at me, then he continued, then he said, you're getting 2 at a price of 1. Still, my mind was actually not there. So I didn't know what he meant by that. I'm also looking, then he noticed I'm not getting what he's saying. Then he just turned to me and told me, you're having twins.
Ero.
And do you know, I've always loved twins. At some point, I was wishing I was a twin, because I used to say, no, I can't have twins. You don't have twins in the family history.
Yes.
Their dad is not twin in the family. So
there's no history of twins in your family, neither in his.
No history of twins. So in my mind, I knew I cannot have twins. But I used to, in fact, when in that group, there were some mothers who had twins.
Yes.
So anytime they said, receive twin dust, I say, I received. But no, deep down, I'm telling myself, but I can't have twins.
Oh.
So when, then he said, you're having twins. But now, instead of being excited, I was scared.
Again.
Because initially, my cardiologist had told me, 1 baby you can handle. If it would have been 2 babies, we would have been scared. So those words are the ones that
they are now coming real
now. Because he said if it was 1, if it's 1, this one we're okay. But if it would have been 2, we would have been scared. So in my mind, now I'm going to be told to terminate it. You see that disappointment. And then seeing a neurologist too, I'm like, I'm sure he's going to say no. Your spine cannot support 2 babies. So from that, I was scared. It was my sister who knew, my last one sister, because I went to do scan, she was there.
Okay.
So I didn't tell people at first.
Yeah.
So the first thing, I went to see the neurologist. And then he looked at the scan and he said, congratulations, wow, these are 2. Okay. Then I told him, is it okay? I said, yeah, you carried the first one so well. In fact, we knew we'd remove the baby before, but so I said, okay, at least I got, so I'm now left with 1 more person to see.
Yes.
So when I went to see the cardiologist, she checked the heartbeats of the babies, she checked my heart, the chambers, and then she said, okay, there are 2 babies, this is good. And I asked, I asked her straight away, are you not worried? Then she told me, no. You carried the first. If we would have had complications the first pregnancy, then this one
could have worried
us. But you carried the first one so well to the end. You pushed, so we are not scared. So this one you will carry. I know your heart will support the 2. Maybe it can get overworked towards the end.
Okay.
So maybe chances are high that we might remove them at 24 weeks. Imagine 24 weeks. I've seen a baby who was removed at 28 weeks and she was tiny. So I'm imagining 24 weeks.
24.
But I didn't let it eat me up. I didn't put it in my head.
Good job.
So the journey of the twins started. So, but when I went to see now I went to the same gynecologist now that I had confidence in the. In fact, after that, anyone
this
was
time
asking,
there's no looking
no,
for
there's no. I already know where I'm going to. And I asked him, why is the pain so severe then? Because I told him I was so worried about that. I even thought it was ectopic. And he told me, no, it's not. It's because initially, the first pregnancy, you're carrying one baby. Now, right now, that space that there was one baby, you can imagine two. So you can imagine if someone puts one thing in your hand like this under your skin, the pain you'd feel is not the same as when someone puts two. Yeah, that's why you're getting this pain. So after that, at least I got relaxed.
Oh, okay.
And then, okay, then now the journey started. Now when people started hearing, now I'm expecting twins, they start getting scared again.
Oh. Everybody's carrying your pregnancy.
Everybody's carrying. And something funny, they are scared, but personally, I'm okay.
Yes.
I'm not scared. I'm doing my things like normal. So the pregnancy, like the first one, again, it was not a complicated one. Didn't have many issues.
Beautiful.
Just maybe the normal nausea.
Yes.
So 20, but these were now the visits were more frequent because they didn't want to miss out on anything. I remember even at some point, my cardiologist told me, multiple pregnancy, sometimes one baby comes out with a problem with the heart. So we need to check their hearts too.
Yes.
So when she checked, she said, no, they're fine.
Beautiful.
And then in my mind, I was like, with these twin pregnancies, because I was told they are, I was told not to say identical, to call them monozygotic.
Okay, that is big English.
Yeah, because I was asking my gynecologist, were they not identical yet? You said they'll be identical.
Okay.
And they said, maybe this one, the separation happened so early, so there's that slight difference. You say, now, the problem, people call them identical, so they expect they're people you cannot separate.
Yes.
But the main thing, they're monozygotic. They come from one egg.
So if you become a doctor?
Imagine. I don't tell if I'm a doctor by experience. So after that, the pregnancy went on well. 24 weeks, I went to see, I'm looking at the gynecologist, like, no, you're still fine.
Wow.
Let's continue.
Wow.
I see the cardiologist, no, just go on. I trust your gynecologist.
Yes.
I see the neurologist. Things are fine, let's go on. But now we have to see you after 2 weeks.
Yes.
28 weeks. I go 28, you're still strong. Push it to 30 weeks.
Yes.
And then now my gynecologist tells me we might remove them at 32 weeks.
Okay.
We have really tried. So but in my mind, I didn't put it like we are going to put it. So I think it was not eating me up. Something funny with these things, when you put it in your mind, it will disturb you a lot.
I love that.
So I didn't put it in my mind. So in my mind, I was just concentrating on carrying the pregnancy, what comes with it. And by these babies, when I was expecting, the moment I realized I'm expecting and they're twins, I started preparing the sister. And what made me do that, it had found when I think you had taught us about sibling rivalry.
Yes.
So I said this one, and now since they are two, I have to really start early because it's going to be double competition.
Yes.
So I started, and the best way I could tell I was there's baby in mommy's tummy is growing. So she knew there's baby in my, so when my tummy was getting bigger and bigger, growing, she knows there's baby there. She could talk to them. Beautiful. She communicates to them. She kisses my tummy.
Yes.
At times, mommy, now what are the baby doing? Are they going to the toilet? Do they have kitchen? Do they have a bedroom?
Now, how old is your firstborn at this time?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
That time she was 2 years, almost turning. We started when she was 2 years.
All right.
Almost turning 3. Yeah. So I'll take her, and when she goes to school, she tells the teacher was also expecting, teacher, you're having one baby in your tummy, but my mommy has 2. So the teacher thought, she's just talking because she's a kid, because of the difference in the belly sizes when someone is expecting. So at least, but she was prepared. She knew there's some who are coming. And anytime I'd go to the hospital, she'd ask, mommy, is the doctor going to remove the babies? There's even a time we went with her to see the gynecologist, and he asked the gynecologist to remove the babies.
Yes, she can't wait anymore.
She can't wait. And I think there's a time they were playing, and someone talked about sibling or something. So she came back, Mommy, when will I have my sister?
Yes.
But by then she didn't know if they're sisters or brothers. My sisters, or are they brothers? Or is it a sister and a brother? I said, we'll see when they come.
She's so ready. She is so ready.
So I felt at least at that, she was prepared. So when I got, this continued 32 weeks, when I got to the hospital, the doctor told me, you're still strong. Let's push it to now, 34. I went home, 34 weeks. You are still strong. You're coming here walking. You're not being pushed in the wheelchair to my office. So let's get to 36 now. When I got to 36, I still, in fact, that clinic, I went alone at 36 weeks. Sophie, you are strong. 36 weeks, you have come here alone. No one has pushed you to me, and you have waited outside there. No, we can't. Then you say, we can't remove this. There's no need of rushing to remove them.
Yes.
And then now we'll have to put them in the newborn unit. If you can still carry them, the better. Let them fully develop. They said, we'll push to 38 weeks. And I told him, Daktari, now let's not go past 38 weeks. I am tired.
Yeah, you can now feel it.
Yeah, and then the weight and fatigue. And now at that point, sleeping, everything was just difficult. Let's get to 30. So he said, now 38 weeks, I'm writing. Have you decided on the hospital you'll go for delivery? I said, yes. Now I'm writing for you a letter. When it gets there and labor has not come, you call me and you go.
Okay.
And then my neurologist who had told me, you know, with the first baby, after that, I had a relapse. So he'd say, now this one, immediately after you've had a baby, will give you, there's a certain injection we'll give you to prevent that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also told him, and he said, no, that one we are prepared. You, once you get admitted,
let us know.
Let us know you are going there. So I went, at least I was satisfied. Now, when it gets, and he told me, if, in case labor comes before, you tell me. And you know, earlier when you had, I did, I think, around 5 scans or something. So there's a scan. Initially, we wanted to push because he said, you pushed the first one, so you can push this one. But then there's a time I went to the scan and he looked at them and said, now, so as much as you want to push, this one, there's a difference.
Yes.
So I was asking why people normally push twins. Then he told me, yes, people push twins. But now yours, they're sharing a placenta. So I'm going to advise you, and then the choice is yours.
Yes.
You make the choice on what you want. Since they're sharing a placenta, you might push. Well, yes, the first one will come, might come out with the placenta. And now oxygen will be cut for the second one. So either it will be a rush to the theater, or we might lose the baby. We might end up in the theater, remove, and we don't save the baby. Or you might push, he comes out, we don't say, it's a 50-50 thing. It's not something we can say for sure. So when I had 50-50 things, I have carried this baby all. Why should I take a risk?
A risk.
And
I know.
Still, many people have gone through CS and they're okay, the babies are okay.
Yes.
So I said, it's okay. I'll go through CS.
Yes.
So, and then something funny, he booked me for, I was booked for CS very early in the morning, 6. And I had prepared the gynecologist, what are they called? Anesthetist.
Yes.
And then pediatrician to receive.
So you had a chance to choose your own obstetrician, gynecologist, your pediatrician, your anesthetist.
It still rings back to that getting confidence in a doctor.
You know? You didn't want surprises.
I didn't want, I wanted someone who at least, I know this one.
Yes.
I've seen 1, 2, 3,
yes.
this.
Then it gets the confidence when your doctors are your friends. There's a relationship.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And then they get to know you such that when, even with the babies, when when you keep on taking a baby from this pediatrician to this one, they don't know the history of the baby.
Yes.
But when you take a baby to the same one, this one last time, it was not this bad. So this time, there are some changes. So this one, it was worse. Right now, it's better. So there's that,
Yes, there's a history.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So because it was with Haley, I said, no, with these ones also, I just want
Same line.
Same line.
Pediatrician to receive my babies.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I remember I was saying that one, we had already started walking the journey with you again. And then I told you, now this one is going to be a CS. So you said, I'll be there. Even if it's I'll be there before you go in. And when you come out, you'll find me. And by there, you really came. I was shocked when I saw you. You are the first person to come in. And then I think it's when my mom, no, you came in with my hubby.
Yes.
And then my mom and my mother-in-law, they came in. And I remember you praying for me before. That was really good.
Oh.
I felt, really, you're going in with God. I felt like, so when I went.
Could you believe that I don't remember?
Really?
Yeah, I think it just gets to somewhere that you lose what you told so and so until you people remind me. I'm like, wait, that day? Okay, sawa.
You actually held my hand on that bed. You finished and they pushed me in.
Okay. I don't want to cry.
So when we got in, there was supposed to be another CS after me. So there was a pediatrician already in there. And since he's a senior pediatrician, they could not tell him, now, this is not your
client.
Your client, now you have to get out. No. They just left it. And then my pediatrician also came in.
Hey, these are blessed
so
babies already.
The good thing, they are doctors, they work together,
well.
they are two babies. So I remember my gynecologist laughing at, this is a funny one. Because he removes this one and gives the first one, and then removes and calls the other one, no, take yours.
Beautiful.
And with the
anesthetist?
Yeah. I remember I was given and kind of it didn't work immediately. So when they started cutting, I felt some pain. And then I said, ouch. And the anesthetist was like, what? You are feeling pain? Because it's the one I was with this side. You are feeling pain? I said, yes. Where? I told him, where the doctor has cut. And when I was lifting my hand to shoot. So the doctor even got worried, like, should I stop? But we just continued. Remember, he gave me a shot and I just blacked out immediately.
Okay.
But it was for, it was not one that takes, I don't know which one it was, but it didn't take long. Yeah, because he gave me that one, and then I woke up when the babies were crying. So it was just within that
a short period.
It was a very short period, but when I woke up, no, this pain was not there.
Okay.
So the doctor and I could just hear them chatting, and I was wondering, now, where am I? Who is this place? Who are those crying? So the time that's when it hit me. Oh, I was having it was the gynecologist's voice that made me remember everything. I heard him talking, and then it's when I remembered everything. And they showed me the babies, and they were like, and she didn't look like she was carrying such big babies. It was a success. So I was happy, and at least the people who were worried outside, when they saw me coming out.
Yes. And when they had the babies crying.
Yeah, they were excited.
You have been strong.
Thank you.
Now, here we are. We are taking twins home, where there's already a 3-year-old now waiting for the babies.
First of all, in the hospital, it was, I remember there's a time I left the babies to sleep there. I went to sit because they were crying. Whoa. They were crying, and what was ringing, if the first one was that hectic at the beginning, and now these ones are too, I left them in the bed, their crib.
Yes.
I went to sit at the reception. I remember a patient attendant coming to me, and I told them, I'm tired. You guys look after them.
And this is day one, a few hours later.
No, this is the next day.
The next day.
Because day one I still had the...
Yes.
Yeah, so I could not.
Okay.
Yeah. So I told her, you told my mom she cannot stay here with me. You will help. So you take care of them. I am tired. And I think that rest was good because I was feeling...
So overwhelmed.
So overwhelmed. It was too much for me. I'm tired. You want to sleep. They are crying. So I actually said, let me go home where people are who are at least going to help me. But again, going home where people at night, it is still you with this baby. And now there's another older one who also needs your attention.
Yes.
And there are smaller ones. So it actually requires a lot of grace. And a lot of, if you don't get support, you can easily go into postpartum depression. Because I was telling myself, if I didn't have the support I had, I would have gone into depression. And maybe that is something people don't really understand, that when someone has a baby, they need the support of the people around them.
Yes.
Because coming home with this one, the first one now, as much as she was prepared, babies are coming, but now these babies are here. I was initially alone with my mommy. There are people who have come to take her.
The overcrowding.
Yes. And she's concentrating on them
Too
now.
much.
Too much. So most of the time I had to give up the small baby so that I can at least attend. But it still affected her. I felt like I was doing enough, but it's like I was not doing enough for her. Because at some point it affected her. So I was like, what is wrong with this baby? She had stopped. She was already potty trained, going to school, but she
regressed a bit?
Yeah. So I was wondering, what is wrong with this baby? What could be the problem? And I remember asking you again. And you told me it might be she's going back because she sees those babies get attention, and that is what they do. So she's also doing that so that... So
when mommy's attention.
Yeah, so when I started embracing her, we actually started singing, playing games together, and she got well.
Beautiful.
So I realized that is what was affecting her.
Yeah.
So these babies came, we came home, started another journey of now raising multiple and a single. It's not the same. They say pregnancies are different. It's true. They're different, they're unique. Raising also, different, unique. The way that one, the first one was, these other ones, not the same. Everyone has their own, everyone is unique.
True.
And I remember complaining to my neurologist that one is so loud, so noisy, so everywhere. And then he told me, don't interfere with their personality.
Beautiful.
Don't tell this one, why can't you be like your sister?
Yes.
Your sister is quiet. No.
Yes.
Leave the loud one to be loud. Leave the quiet one to be quiet. Don't compare the two. Those are, as much as they came out together, they are not the same person.
As much as they even share the placenta, they are very different.
They are very different, and it's true that different.
From the physical appearance,
from the slightly.
The outsiders can easily identify, not you, the outsiders.
The outsiders, most people can't for the first time, but the more they stay with them, the more now they can tell apart. Or when you see them together, at least you can tell apart based on the height. One is slightly taller than the other. But most people say they look alike. Yeah.
But to you?
And I don't see.
They're very different.
In fact, even if I'm sleeping and one comes walking, I know who is coming.
Oh.
I'm in my room and one is crying, I know who is crying.
Beautiful. Wow. It has been a journey.
Yeah.
If you were to get pregnant again, if we were given that choice, would you do multiple, would you do single?
I like multiple.
You like multiple? Watakuja watatu, Sophie.
Don't say that. You know, that is what people keep on saying, because they say the first one was one, second one is two. Now if you try third one,
there'll be three. Now, Sophie, that has been a journey that is all exciting, and I feel like I really want to hear, like, day by day, like Monday they'll do this, Tuesday they'll do this, Wednesday they'll do this. But yes, if you were to do it again, what is that 2-3 things that you'd do it again? You know, like you'd still choose, and I'm sure you'll still choose your obs-gyna. So what are the other things that you'll still choose? And what are the things that you wouldn't dare do? Maybe 1 or 2 that you tried, it didn't work well, and you're like, I learned from that.
Now that is like if I was to go back.
Yes.
This one, now I know.
Yes.
Raising them so far the way I've raised them, I will still do the same things that I've done in taking care of them.
Yes.
Because it has been like the way I was told, each is unique.
Yes.
So I had to learn each and their traits.
Uniqueness.
Yes. And handle them the way they are. Not handle this the way I handle that.
Okay.
So that one, I think, had to do the same thing, because it has really helped in their growth also. They're very confident.
Yes.
And they can tell you of, they're tiny still, but they can tell you of something if you're
Yes.
So that one, I'm of course choosing my doctors. I think I'll choose that because
The same team.
I have felt safe in their hands.
Beautiful.
And in fact, this one I think everyone should. I don't think I can carry a pregnancy without a doula.
Okay.
Na confirm hivi.
And a doula there.
And a doula there.
Yes.
Because of the journey, how it makes it not easy but better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I will not do the same. Is there something I would change?
Looks like things worked really well for you. Looks like you were prepared for each and every journey.
Yes.
And probably if something bad was to happen, you either see it coming or you'll protect yourself and your babies.
Yes.
Beautiful. And lastly, I want you to talk to an older Sophie, a Sophie who has raised 3 beautiful babies with all the strength and might and everything. What would you tell an older version of Sophie?
To relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor.
There we go. Yes, because where?
It is not easy. If you are not committed, it is not
It
easy.
is not easy.
It is not. But at the end, you appreciate when you see what you have done is at least bearing some fruits.
And finally, because it takes a village, what would you tell that support system or anybody around you who has been supportive? You can now look at the camera and tell that supportive system of yours. You've really spoke so much about them. So what would you tell them that you haven't told them?
I tell them this more often, by the way, and I can still tell them I am really grateful, because without you guys, that is my family, by the way, my friends, and now my doctors. Without them, this journey would have not been this easy. I would have given up along the way. So thank you so much. It is because of you that I've come this far. So you are part of raising those kids, and you have made me sane throughout this. However, how difficult it was, you have always lightened my world, and feeling that I have people around me who care, who I can rely on, who can support me. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sophie, for being here once more. That is Sophie's story, and I am so pretty sure that it is unique. It's a beautiful story for Sophie and her children. And I'm even pretty sure if the husband or the fathers of the father of the babies would come and give a story, it will still be as unique. So what is your story? We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you have learned from Sophie's story. We want to raise this community of parenthood that is beautiful, comfortable, and very understanding. Join us in our community. Asante sana.